Yeah, Chelsea in this transfer window has been able to make a meaningful signing for me as at this moment. Pedro Neto to Chelsea. The deal has been completely done. 60 million. Who says no? He's a proven Premier League player, but hey, it's just left with Osimhen for the puzzle to be completed. Manchester United will be busy coming this week as they are still busy negotiating with PSG for Ugarte, and also the Ligt situation is still also on. Don't tell me Dominic Solanke, 65 million. Is Tottenham ready to pay such amount? If you just join us and you are new, remember to hit on the subscription button, like and share the video, and we are going to be giving you more into the transfer window. Arsenal is still in there. Liverpool is not yet out of the door for sure. And hey, I'm here with Sami and Ima. Maybe Eddie might be joining us very soon. Sami, let's just hit the nail on the head. Arsenal have been in this business for quite a long time and they still don't get it. As I said, if it was with Chelsea were actually interested with Calafiori, then Chelsea would have signed Calafiori leaving Arsenal. It just happened with Pedro Neto. What do you think about that deal?
I can see that. I can see the excitement on your face as a Chelsea fan. And yes, I don't doubt it. I think so far, all the signings Chelsea has been able to do, this is the best signing so far. Personally, that's what I think. Looking at the deal, coming from the Arsenal's perspective, I think that Arsenal has a player that is in the likes of Saka. So I don't think Arsenal will pay that amount of money for a player to come and sit on the bench. That is why Arsenal was not able to pursue. But you also mind you, Manchester City too was also linked to the same person, but they ended up going for their former player, that's Savio. But for Chelsea to have the signature of such a player, I think it's been brilliant. And all Chelsea fans, for the first time, would be happy, especially looking at the kind of signings you have done in the past. And I know that, yes, he's going to be a proven player, but I hope that his injuries is not going to disturb him. So to all the Chelsea fans out there, I hope you guys enjoy this one.
Ima is just shaking his head. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you have something to say about that? Because for me, I know Arsenal fans are not happy Chelsea is getting this signature, and he's going to destroy Arsenal this season.
Yeah. Not Arsenal in particular. He's a threat to all the Premier League teams. We've seen him play for Wolverhampton Wanderers. His only problem is with the injury record. Yeah, so if Chelsea will just be able to manage him very well to get the best out of him, he's a player who takes defenders on, and he knows how to like dribble past one or two players he would just create space for the attackers. It's a great addition. I didn't expect that coming because I think that the deal has been very fast. I don't know when Chelsea got in that deal, and I don't know when they started doing the underground race, but kudos to their management. In fact, they've really done well. The only concern is with the price. 60 million coming from Wolverhampton Wanderers, and with his injury records, I thought maybe Chelsea could have bargained for a lesser fee, but for his potential, there's no question about it. We hope to see the best out of him in the coming season. Yes.
Eddie, Antony of Manchester United is reassuring United fans he's possible of staying at United this season, and he thinks that this season will totally be different. Different Antony, different league, and different goals. That you should expect goals, that he'll be banging goals and assists. Do you think it's possible?
All right, so talking of Anthony, we all saw what he did during his time in Ajax, that was the quality, due to the quality he had, that was why I think we went for him. So for him to assure us that he's going to give us the goals and the assists, that's all what we are looking for. But last season, I think we were not so proud of his performance. He would just dribble, make useless passes, couldn't assist. But since he has given us the assurance that he's staying and going to provide, I think that's all we want. And we are just staying positive. Our hands are being crossed. Then probably waiting for what he will probably offer us this season. Yeah, that's what we need as a striker. Yeah, you have to give us the goals, the assists. Yeah.
Ima, you are talking about Pedro Neto, 65 million pounds for sure. And hey, how about the rejection of Maguire offer? I understand 15 million to Crystal Palace for McGahey, but then they have rejected this offer support. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think 50 million, and the player in question, which is McGahey. I don't know why they rejected that deal, but 50 million for McGahey is cool. He doesn't play for any top team. It's just Crystal Palace. He had just one season, one good season. He's not been playing like consistently for us to see that this is his level. He just had a season, and teams started asking for him, and when teams start to come to your player, they just goes outrageous prices. I think it's one of those deals that they want to get more from Newcastle. But for me, I think if they rejected 50 million, Newcastle should just back off and look at elsewhere, because there are so many Magays in other leagues and other teams that they can get even on the lesser fee. You can go to the Spanish La Liga, you get maybe a player from there. You can even go to AC Milan and pick Fikayo Tomori. For 50 million, they maybe AC Milan will just allow the guy to leave and go back to the Premier League. There are a lot of players out there that 50 million as a defender they can get. For them, Crystal Palace rejecting the deal, I think it's one of those things. They just want to get more from the players, because now they've already sold Michael Olise.
This
So
is Michael
yeah, they are
Olise.
just trying to cash out like on the guy. So I think Newcastle should just look elsewhere. They can get even Trevor Chalobah from Chelsea. They can even pay like maybe one third of that money to Chelsea and pick him. He's a good player. Crystal Palace are trying to bully Newcastle, but it's not good. They have to accept the deal. If they are not accepting, Newcastle should look elsewhere.
Sammy, talking about Crystal Palace, the U-turn of Wilfred Zaha. Newcastle, Crystal Palace are actually in discussion with Galatasaray to get their Capitano back. Do you think it's possible?
Yeah, I think it's a possible deal depending on how their negotiations will be. We've seen that he actually moved to Galatasaray, but his top season that we all thought he would get, it did not come to fruition. Therefore, they are thinking that bringing him back is going to be a good option, especially beefing up the squad of Crystal Palace. And home is always home. I think it's going to be interesting to get him back. But then, it's early stages yet. We've heard that there are some negotiations going on. And hopefully, if they can be able to pay some feasible amounts to Galatasaray, I think they can get their man back.
And United still discussing with PSG for Manuel Ugarte. So do you think is gonna happen? Because United is so slow on their deals. I don't know. Linked to so many players, but so slow, more than Arsenal I can think of.
Yeah, talking of Manuel Ugarte, we probably went in for him, but due to the price tag and everything, we couldn't get the deal done. And now we've reconciled with the board of PSG, probably see this through them because I think we have some few days for the league to start. So any player that we are interested in, I think we have to see the deal fast done, then get the signature for the play, signature of the players. I think that's the only thing we are trying to do. So I think since we've come back to consult with the board of PSG, I think we can see this through.
Dominic Solanke is actually linked with Tottenham, and the amount is 65 million. Do you think it's a fair deal for Tottenham?
I think
Or
when it
Tottenham
comes
pay such amount? Because as I know Tottenham and their owner, well, I don't know. With that amount, what do you think?
when it comes to the EPL, there's nothing fair. The EPL price tax is outrageous and it's crazy. And looking at the number of investments in the EPL, it then raises the fact that any player at all can go for any amount, and that is outrageous. It's crazy. But then I think the deal is going to be done. Tottenham is pushing to get him. Hopefully, they'll get everything done. It's been long due. They have been talking for a very long time, and right now they are almost at the final stages trying to get it done. For the 65 million, I think it's not a problem because if it was the other way around, as you mentioned earlier, he would have done the same thing to any team coming for his players in Tottenham. That's what's happening.
Well, this is not the first time for Mauricio Pochettino name to be popping up on a national team coaching job. And right now, it looks like his name is dominating in the U.S. national team. It is possible for him to actually take on the U.S. boys.
I think he's still young. These type of coaching jobs should go to the likes of Carlo Ancelotti and those experienced coaches who are just about to retire from active coaching and everything. For Mauricio Pochettino, he's still young. Going to the USMNT, US national men's national team or something like that. it will just be like, he's going back in his career. I think he can just sit down and wait for maybe other club. They sent an offer to Jurgen Klopp, but he told him he's on I think on 1 year leave or sabbatical leave or something. So maybe they are just testing the waters with Mauricio Pochettino to see if it will work. But for me, I think he's still young. He has more years ahead of him that he can coach any national team that he wants. He should just relax and look elsewhere. Maybe get a team in the Premier League or maybe the La Liga or something. But for the national team, what are you going to do over there? I don't know. Maybe prepare them for the World Cup, upcoming World Cup. But it's still early days yet. Let's hope maybe the contract they will offer him will maybe be tempting for him to sign. But for me, I think personally, I don't want him to move to US to coach their national team. He can do more in Europe, yeah, to maybe coach other teams and compete for titles.
Yeah, just to add to what Ima said, I think Ima is not being fair to the US national team. If you were able to watch the Copa America, you would have seen that this is a new squad trying to bring something else. They are new young boys trying to prove something, and especially the World Cup being held in US, every coach would use the opportunity, would like to get that opportunity. So it's not a step in the wrong direction. It's rather a step in a good direction for coach, especially if he's be able to help the boys at least advance even from group stages to the next level. It's a step in the right direction. But then the problem is people don't really give US the credit they deserve. But this time I'm telling you for the fact that US is cooking something. So we should look at them.
De Gea is in the colors of Fiorentina. He's going to the Italian Serie A. What do you think about that?
Concerning the Gia, all that I can say is, after he left Manchester United, he was linked to so many clubs, but I think no club show interest or any other thing. So he have been like a free agent for a number of seasons now. And I think the last news I heard about De Gea was he was saying that if you don't get any contract, I think he will retire. So I think as football fans, we are happy he's been linked with Florentina, and just happy that probably he can see this deal done for him, yeah, that he can probably continue his football career. Yeah.
Sammy, lastly, about the heat and what's really the story?
Yeah, it's an interesting story. I don't know why the Ligt did that, especially as a player of his caliber. In Germany.
Maybe since they are still actually investigating it, we will say maybe suspected.
Yes. He's suspected to, but the video is there, so I don't think it's still a suspect. Yeah, but then I don't know why he did that, especially hitting a car and going away. I think it would have been nice if he had just stopped, drop his number, and taking charges or whatever to pay for the damages. But then now the story is in the hands of the police, and I don't know whether it's also a way to tell the team that is fed up. He wants to leave Bayern. So I don't know, but at the end of the day, I hope that the car will be fixed. Obviously, to be fixed, but then it's not a good thing for Matthias de Ligt.
Yes, I mean, it's just right because if you are fed up with Bayern, I think that this is not the right way for you to probably leave a legacy. You've been in Germany for some seasons now, and if you are fed up, there's a right way to approach situations. This is a very, very bad way that I think he's handling the situation. He's going to tarnish his image in Germany.
Yeah, the only thing I'll add is I'm just hoping Arsenal will get their deals done as soon as possible because the Premier League is starting next week. And, if you have any signings you have to be making, it has to be like within this week or early next week so that you can get your whole team so that you guys can prepare as a collective unit to face the other opponent. We've heard of Mikel Merino and the other guys, but it's still pending. We've not heard anything concerning he coming to do his medicals and other stuff. So I'm just hoping that if they have any other deals, and not only us now, all the other teams, they should just close those deals as soon as possible. If not, the adaptation becomes very difficult for the players themselves, and it will affect the general performance of the team. Yeah.
Well, Arsenal speaking. For me, I don't know why Sami Ima is crying over signing players when you are winning your games 4 goals, 2 goals, 3 goals, and so.
Yeah. Because the team we are chasing, they are on a different level. Manchester City, they're on a different
So
level.
anyone who should have been crying should have been Chelsea because I think all our preseason so far, there's only one game that we won. So for me, I
Yeah, why
think
you guys are making all the signings?
those signings were just unmeaningful signings. I think this is just the one that I
No,
think.
no, the signings are all meaningful to you.
No,
You just
I think the only one that is meaningful is Pedro Neto right now.
okay, okay.
Unless maybe they get.
Sammy Omoyo John.
Guys, if you just join us and you are new, remember to hit the subscription button, like and share the video. And hey, your opinions are highly welcome because as a community, we need to move together. Don't wait till it build finish and you are now coming in. It might not be exciting for you, but hey, we are here always 24/7. Let's see what you think and your thoughts about our community. Ciao.